Let's get it going. Shout out to Pepsi. Weak.
Who's that?
Chris Middleton. Who else?
What was that? 4 for 12 now?
Yeah, 4 for 12. Garbage.
All right, we ready.
Yeah. You should have dunked that, you clown. Nah.
Drop that beat.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad that nigga stopped.
Man, well, we already lied.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's time for the best sports podcast in the world. It's time for another episode of Sports for You. Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark.
What up with it?
That's Nick Freeze.
What it do, what it do?
And, of course, the man working the boards, the power father himself, Mr. Ben Reddy. Make sure you hit that like button on the Sports for You podcast and the Townhouse Media Facebook pages. Subscribe to Townhouse Media on YouTube. If you're listening digitally, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Stitcher, and Verbal. A lot to get into today as we get ready.
Y'all need that on 13?
80s, episode 53.
Get the freaking rebound, man.
As we're watching Game 5, the do or die Game 5 in Barclays Center. The Milwaukee Bucks are up right now, 56-43 with 60 seconds left in the first half. James Harden is playing, but he has not been a factor. It has been all Jeff Green and Kevin Durant for Brooklyn.
He's just a name at this point.
Right now, Kevin Durant is the leading scorer, and Harden,
He hasn't made nothing.
he should not be out there.
No, I wouldn't even let him play the second half.
So, and you know, Steve Nash is
Shoot
on
it,
to
money.
Brooke Lopez. Oh! Brooke Lopez shot that one from the Brooklyn Bridge.
He wouldn't do that with the Lakers. Go ahead.
And that's why I wanted to keep him, but Magic gave the money to Michael Beasley.
And then traded Zubac for crumbs.
Yeah, Mike Muscala. But let's not focus
And
on
Reggie
that.
Bullock.
Well, we traded Svi for Reggie Bullock.
Oh, okay.
So, but that was still not a bad move. Still another bad move. But a lot to get into today. It's also a special day for people who don't know. Tomorrow, as we're recording episode 53 today, tomorrow will actually be the 1-year anniversary of our very first episode. Our very first official episode, not our pilot, our very first official episode was recorded in the Townhouse Media Studios June 16, 2020, right near the end of the sports pandemic.
That's also Pac's birthday.
And the birthday of the legend. To me, the greatest rapper that ever lived, the one and only Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace. Happy heavenly birthday. Wow, he'll be 50. He would have been 50 tomorrow.
Crazy.
If Tupac Shakur would have been here tomorrow, he would have been 50. But a lot to get into. Just want to say thank everybody again for the support throughout this first full year of Sports for You. And as we're getting started, and just remember how it all started with the pilot back in November. Then now, shout out to Uncle Kevin and the watching. Shout out to H-Town. And then Nick Freeze was hanging out with me and Mark in the studio, and then we made a decision and brought him in. He's always been a part of the family regardless.
Most definitely.
So they just made it official. They made it official that he be the third addition to the Sports for You familiar. So glad that you made it, brother.
Most definitely. Glad I'm here.
I'll have to get into tonight. We're going to talk about the sports. And again, last week, we want to apologize. There was some technical difficulties when we was listening to the first few minutes of the shows. So I want to get back on the topic. Shout out to my boy Kenzie. He's in there watching. I want to recap the topics because people didn't get a chance to hear. And it's fitting because, yes, that is Pepsi Blue. Shout out to Mark for finding the Pepsi Blue. Yes. Shout out to Blue. Shout out to Pepsi. Pepsi Blue's in the building. Yes, that is Pepsi Blue. So we opened up the show last week talking about the story with Vanessa, the battle between Vanessa Bryant and Nike. And I felt like it was appropriate to bring it up today because on last Friday was one of the final releases of the late great Kobe Bean Bryant signature shoe on Nike. The Kobe 6s were released on Friday. And, of course, they were gone before they were even on the shelves, which stinks, which makes me upset. One is a Kobe and a Laker fan, as a Kobe fan, but as a person who loves sneakers, I can't find the Kobe's. I'm trying not to be emotional. But I bring this up because, obviously, if y'all not been following the story, there's been a little bit of beef between Vanessa Bryant and Nike over a shoe that she had personally designed in memory of her lovely daughter, the great Gianna Bryant. That was going to be the Mambacita Kobe 6. But unfortunately, Nike went ahead and released the prototype. And the prototype was worn by a player that we're watching tonight, Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton, you a sucker for wearing them shoes.
So the news came out in April that Kobe's estate and Nike had parted ways, and now that she made it, there was going to be 2 more releases. One was on last Friday. There's still another one that's going to happen later on during the summer. But this whole thing with Nike is just bad because Nike look greedy. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and now look at the situation. And as Nick said, Chris Middleton had no right having them shoes on.
Yeah, especially knowing what all's been going on between her and Nike. I mean, if I knew about it, I know for a fact you knew about it, dude. So, the fact that, you actually went out there and wore those shoes, especially, like just knowing how bad that situation is going, especially for you to be the first one to do it. Like, there's a reason why none of Nike's top athletes have worn this shoe yet.
Not even that, or just
anybody in general.
Or anybody, especially because there's a lot of Kobe disciples and Kobe fans that's in the league now, and none of them have them on, none of them wore.
Including the guy who's in the Western Conference Finals, who basically torched my Lakers in the last series.
It wasn't just the Lakers.
Well, he torched them.
Torched?
Well, he tried to put hands on Jokic in Game 4, but then it saw the Serbs were in the crowd.
Are you kidding me?
I thought it was that scene in Ride Along when Omar called the Serbians.
Well, show over.
I'm not being racial.
Get the button.
If anybody seen Ride Along, you know what I'm talking about. All right, cut the beat.
That was the quickest show ever.
James Harden's 0 for 6.
I mean, he should be 0 for 0. He shouldn't be playing.
Looking at is only Durant and Jeff Green, 33 on 10 for 16. The rest of the team has been flat garbage. He's not healthy,
He's not healthy.
No, he has not made a single shot. Look, he's not. He can't.
He can't. Look.
James Harden is mentally not there, and you can tell he's not healthy because he does. Look, we have known he's had bad playoff games.
I've never seen him do that before.
But he's not looked that sloppy. He's just looked like a guy who froze in the moment. That is just a dude who hasn't played basketball in nearly, over a week?
He looked like the Space Jam when the Monstars took their talent.
He really does. Or now the Goon Squad now.
Well, no, I was talking about the Monster. I haven't seen that one yet.
Shout out to LeBron. But, yeah, back on the Kobe, on the Vanessa Nike situation. Like you said, it's a bad look for Nike.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And they can say they act like they care and this and that, but you really don't. Because if it was, the shoe wouldn't have been released. Y'all know she was doing this as a tribute to her daughter. And don't tell me y'all didn't know.
Or even if it was released, like you should have did it with her in mind.
Exactly.
And made more than 25 pairs so people can get them.
Yeah, because obviously I didn't get the Kobe 6s, and now which cost now probably twice as much on the secondary market. I swear the cheapest one I saw the other day was only $350.
No way in the world.
And I love Kobe, man. And that hurts that I can't get that shoe. But what do you got? Obviously, we heard you guys' thoughts on it. B, what did you think about the whole? I know you've been very adamant about this whole situation. You don't like it. Obviously, you said you save your real commentary for No Rules. But what you been just seeing this play out in real time is just still crazy. What is it on your mind? Yeah.
The family should have it first. Nobody should have it but the family. Like, I don't care who team Nike. Nobody should
No, and then the bad part is, it sounded like Kobe was on his way out of Nike,
Yeah.
He was.
and they went ahead and did this anyway. I think out of spite, instead of just thinking about what Vanessa was really feeling, that she's trying to pay tribute to her daughter.
Yeah, I think Kobe knew at this time, like, he seen past, he can get all his own money. I think low key he seen what Big Baller Brand did. Low key, and was like, you know what? Somebody like me can take a brand like that further.
Yeah, most definitely.
And have better designs. So, yeah, he should have left.
And he was on his way to, and then unfortunately he left us, passing away untimely along with Gigi. But I just hope Nike knows that you're not looking good right now, and you know it. But another story we talked about last week, and we want to reiterate it. Last week we found out the news that the great Mike Krzyzewski is retiring. This will be his final season. Of course, the longtime coach at Duke, over 40-plus years. And he's going to try to win one more championship with one of his best recruiting classes he's had in a long while. So, obviously, if y'all listen to the podcast, me and Mark are North Carolina fans. And obviously, we hate Duke, but we respect Coach K for what he's done as a coach, especially with Team USA in the last 3 Olympics. And obviously, but we all reverend Dean Smith as the better coach. Obviously, in our eyes, it's John Wooden, it's Dean Smith, then it's Coach K.
Right.
But when you hear this news about Coach K retiring, and you see, and obviously this comes on the wake that Roy Williams retiring, do you think this is just because he's feeling like it's his time, or this has to do with what the landscape of college basketball is changing right before our eyes with the transfer portal?
I think it's both. I think it's not even with the transfer portal. I just think that it's Coach K's time. He's done more than enough. Also, it's hard as you get older to keep in touch with the younger kids.
Right.
A lot of these older coaches is stuck in their ways of coaching, and these younger kids that's coming up now, that's in high school now, seniors now in high school, or freshmen and sophomore in colleges, they got their own thing going. And I think today's coaches, you need to be kind of in touch of what's going on with them instead of them trying to reach out to you, because it'll be hard for them to reach out to an 80-year-old man.
Well, let me answer that question I asked for both of y'all, because y'all both have actually dealt with coaching youth sports. What are these athletes today looking at when they're trying to choose a college, a coach to play for, brand, and this and that? What are some of the factors that these kids are eyeing? Obviously, the money's number one. But what else are they looking at when they're saying, I want to go play for a Coach K, I want to go play for a Tom Izzo, play for Calipari, at the time, Roy Williams, these legendary coaches and legendary brands in college sports. What do y'all see when y'all talk to kids about what they want to do with their future?
Well, it's crazy because now you saying all these names or whatever, but you know what? A lot of these kids, they're not old enough to really remember what all these dudes have done,
Or even understand their legacy.
Exactly.
Okay.
They may know about Coach K because of USA basketball,
right?
But they don't realize. Let's be honest. Most of Coach K's big accomplishments happen like during like the '90s, early 2000s. Like a lot of the big accomplishments that he had.
Right.
So, a lot of those, a lot of them kids, they were just being born around that time. If not, they weren't born yet. Mm-hmm. So you have to put that in the factor. So they're more so looking at a John Calipari. Don't get me wrong. He's not a young coach, but he's a coach that
he keeps himself young.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And you think about the recent success he's had up over there in Kentucky. He gets a lot of top recruits and these young dudes, and he really connects with them. Whether it's, I don't know how he does it. He has good recruiting, or they wouldn't crack open the paycheck more than anybody else is. But that's just the way it is. So they'll go towards somebody like that. Or, excuse me, another thing is, in all honesty, a lot of these kids, I've been noticing, they're either going to schools that they already have like friends at, or they're going to their friend's rival school.
Wow.
or something to that extent. Because over the past few years, especially in football, California, the California teams, the West Coast teams have lost out on a lot of talent. A lot of the top, not a lot of the top talent, but there's still a lot of 3- and 4-star recruits that still commit to these schools. So, you may have these dudes that, they've been playing against each other or been on the same team since they were kids, and they may end up going to UCLA and be like, oh, man, I'm going to USC. Now, all of a sudden, we going against each other every, something like that.
That's a big game every time you play against each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's familiarity, and sometimes it can really boil down to if that kid feels as if that's his best way of going to the league.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
That's where Nick Saban is winning.
With my
Just got the new contract.
Exactly.
with my experiences, even with coaching, a lot of the kids always talked about, like Nick said, the best way to the league, or who can get where they can get playing time at immediately.
Yeah, most definitely.
And those are like probably the star players that feel like they can reach the next level. But then you have a lot of players who feel like it's more than just sports.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can come after I get through playing basketball or football? You know what I'm saying? Or y'all gonna look out for me? You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's something like that. So, like what Nick was saying, a lot of these young kids, like you said, they don't realize what Coach K did. Even Coach K last championship was late 2010s, right?
Well,
Yeah.
2015, the year.
So
before that was 2017.
So let's think about it.
2010.
2015, 6 years ago.
Right.
If you're a senior in high school 6 years ago, you was in junior high. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like they don't realize what Coach K is.
That's a good point. And I want to bring that up because another part I want to talk about with Coach K, they've named his successor, and that's his former point guard, John Shayer, who was a point guard of that 2010 national championship team that defeated Butler. The conversation I want to have with you guys is about following legends. Obviously, John Ireland, the voice of the Lakers, he always talks about when he became the voice of the Lakers, he was glad he wasn't the guy that was immediately hired right after Chick Hearn passed.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example. When Chick Hearn passed in 2002, they went to Paul Sunderland, Joel Myers, Billy Mack, and then on the radio side, Chick also did the simulcast, so he did TV and radio. Only him and Vince Scully, the only people who I know who did that. And then it was Spiro Dedes, and then it was Ireland. He got Billy Mack, Spiro Dedes, and Ireland. He said he was glad he wasn't the guy that got hired right after Chick because he probably wouldn't still be in his job today. So when you're looking at John Shayer replacing Coach K, Hubert Davis replacing Roy Williams.
There's one.
Let's not go there.
Come on.
Replacing legendary coaches is not easy. And just even in life, just replacing a legend isn't easy.
Nah.
That's why when we talk about who's going to be the next face of the NBA.
Yeah, he wasn't back, Kenzie. He said he actually liked Joe Myers.
Well, I like Joel Myers too. I mean, but the question is, a lot of people didn't like. I think the reason why Paul Sunderland struggled was because he was the guy that got hired right after Chick died.
Yeah.
Now it's not like Chick retired. Chick died on the job, and he was home when he passed. But he was home when he passed. But he was still an employee of the Lakers when he passed.
Yeah, he didn't go out on his own terms.
Exactly. He didn't
on the
retire.
real.
He didn't retire like Vince Scully did. And I look at with Vince Scully, Joe Davis was calling the games for the Dodgers. He's actually doing a great job. That is not an easy job.
Vince Scully should have announced during the World Series.
They tried. He wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't care. I would have talked to his wife, done something.
I'll set up at his house.
Yeah, you ain't got to leave home. You're going to call this series, even if it's just one game.
One game, you'll call one of these Dodgers
Yeah,
games,
you're going to
man.
call one of these games.
That's crazy because remember when the Dodgers played the Brewers in the NLCS the year they lost to the Red Sox, Joe Buck had Bob Uecker, the legendary, the guy from Mr. Belvedere, who's the legendary broadcaster for the Brewers. He came in and did an inning with John Smoltz, and Joe Buck just sat there in the booth and just chilled. So it's not easy. So, and I bring this up with the NBA. Everybody's trying to figure out who's going to be the next face of the league when LeBron retires. We all believe they're positioning Zion to be that guy. But, and it's a conversation we should have, there's a difference between having what it takes to be the guy and not being and just being one of the guys. Like Pau Gasol couldn't be the guy for Memphis, but he was great at being one of the guys for the Lakers. Same with Lamar Odom when he was with the Clippers. Same with obviously Paul George was in Indiana, but he's better off as a secondary option with OKC and with the Clippers.
I don't know.
I don't know about OKC.
Well, he was the number. Well,
I don't know about Indiana. He was a baller in Indiana.
well, he balled in Indiana. Pause. He was the best player on the Pacers, but obviously that organization really reached their ceiling, and it's not because of him, because they're the Pacers. I mean,
Pretty much.
and because obviously he got to the playoffs with Roy Hibbert and Lance Stevenson. No disrespect, but
And took the Heat to 7 games with that roster.
or Kenzie said, or is Jason Tatum that guy? Is Luka that guy? And
Those guys would be the picks because just off the top of your head because of how young they are and how good of a player they are. But it's kind of like what I remember when Anthony Davis was drafted.
right,
They said one day Anthony Davis was going to be the best player in the league, and the thing about it is
there's some people still saying that too.
he'll never get the opportunity to be the best player in the league because even throughout all this prime, there's still going to be players going to be better than him. He's still playing in the league that's dominated by LeBron. When LeBron retires,
Kevin Durant.
then there's still Kevin Durant. Then there's still dudes like Kawhi Leonard. There's still dudes like Joel Embiid,
Steph Curry,
James
Harden.
Exactly. So there's still players that you can say that are better than him. He's never going to unanimously have that. Even with Kevin Durant can never say that he was unanimously just the best player in the league ever throughout his whole career because he's always going to be there's always going to be LeBron. You in LeBron's league. No matter how good you are, you're going to be second. That's just how it is. And certain players have to accept that. You got to just do the best you can, and that's why when LeBron came into the league, he said, I'm not following, this way, that way. I'm going to build my own way.
Right.
And that's the way you should do.
And it's like also when you're trying to find who's the guy, sometimes you get placed in the wrong situation to be the guy. I've been watching a lot of A&E biographies on WWE superstars lately.
Oh, those are good.
And I was watching, they're doing the icons on Lex Luger. And I remember they was saying Vince McMahon wanted him to be the next Hulk Hogan, but he wasn't built like that mentally.
Nah.
He likes being just one of the dudes, that's in the locker room. And those are the type of people you have to if you a GM, or owner, or executive, you got to realize some guys aren't just built to be the face of to be the CEO. They're just built being the general manager, being one of the lead assistants. There's a reason why you like a lot of guys on Pop staff. Some of them have gotten jobs and some of them haven't. Look at all the Phil Jackson coaches. None of them have succeeded as head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think none of them been able to execute the triangle the way he has, but they also didn't have the
So-
players he had either. So
It's all about
And they didn't have Tex winners.
yeah.
rest in peace. By the way, he got in the Hall of Fame too late too, but that's a story for another show.
Yeah.
Kenzie said the AD conversation is like the Kobe, Shaq, and Tim Duncan. Those three were alternating the best players in the league. No, they wasn't.
No, they weren't.
No, they were not.
No, they weren't.
And I know you talking about, but no, he
There was at no point that Anthony Davis has been the best player in the league.
only player there's when with Kobe
Kobe became the best player in the league when Shaq left.
and we had this discussion in our group chat recently. And Nick, you chime in because we were trying to because this discussion came up on First Take. Was Shaq ever the best player in the league?
Yes, he was.
We wasn't trying to debate that.
Well,
Somebody wasn't.
Wait. So you mean to tell me between
No, Shaq, the Lakers three-piece, Shaq was easily the best player.
the
in
best
basketball.
player in the league by far? It was
You can
Shaq
argue
right
99,
here, and
but-
the rest of the league is right here.
You can argue from '99, the year we lost to the Spurs, we got swept by the Spurs, and some people might say either Tim Duncan or Karl Malone because that was Jordan's first. Jordan retired.
Karl Malone won MVP that year.
Karl
Sure
Malone
did.
won MVP year. I think Zoe was second. You can argue that's the year that Shaq became the best player in the league, even though we didn't have the success. But you can't tell me any time from 2000 all the way to 2004, Shaquille O'Neal wasn't the best player in basketball.
You can't say somebody is the most dominant player you've ever seen and not say he was the best player in the league at no point in his career.
None.
That doesn't even make any sense. Really think about that. You say somebody's the most dominated player you've ever seen, yet no point in his career he was the best player in the league. That makes absolutely no sense.
But I digress. I digress.
Yeah, I don't know who. Man, that's crazy.
There are some people who that argued with me and Mark that Shaq was never the best player in the league. He was the most dominant. But Stephen A. was one of the who was saying that too. Like
Somebody said Tracy McGrady.
yeah, like
Tracy McGrady was what?
the best player in the league when Shaq was.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Tracy McGrady was never ever the best player in the league. And I'm a huge Tracy McGrady fan. No,
I am too.
No, he was never the best player in the league. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. No way. Tim Duncan was never the best player in the league either.
It went from Shaq to Kobe.
Exactly.
And then LeBron snatched it up until now.
And LeBron has had them, you can argue, probably for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Last 15 years.
It's either been LeBron or Kobe.
Yeah. But it's not been, but for people to say Shaq was never the best player, I don't understand people these days.
People were saying that Shaq wasn't the best player in the league at no point in his career.
Tell him, B.
That don't even make no sense.
I mean, who really thinks that? I did not understand why people really
Kenzie,
thought that.
Shout out to Kenzie.
Shout out, SoCal. What's he say?
Are you like the Ultimate Warrior and think you're that guy when you're really a second or third tier guy like Jimmy Butler?
Oh! By the way, since SoCal brought that up, let's just go ahead and talk about All NBA. So, cue that NBC music being ready. So we can just go ahead and talk NBA, then we'll get back to other stuff and then get back to the playoffs.
Did I make it?
Is Jimmy Butler the Wish version of Kawhi Leonard?
Wow!
Yeah, kind of like Trae Young's the Wish version of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all coming with the flames today. Y'all flaming.
I don't know if he's Wish version. He
like the Kroger brand.
I don't think
hey, Kroger's good.
He's not like that. He's not that off brand.
No, that nigga Kirkland.
So
Kirkland is good, great.
Yeah,
But so is Kroger though.
It ain't. I mean,
It's not Wish.
It ain't messing with Kirkland. Kirkland is if you gonna go second hand.
Yeah, Kirkland's most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Off brand? Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna go Kirkland? Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, Kirkland. Yeah, because I don't know about Wish. That's nah.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Alibaba.
Wow. So let's talk about who made All NBA. Drop that beat. So the NBA now. By the way, let's see all the awards that just happened in the last week since we've been off air. We already knew Nikola Jokic was named the MVP.
I don't know why.
Tom Thibodeau was named Coach of the Year.
Double trash.
Another bad selection. Okay.
Rudy Gobert was named Defensive Player of the Year.
Another bad selection.
Wow, the voters just need to listen to our show because you got three of them. You got three in a row wrong.
I have a picture that that I want posted at the end of our series.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it right now because I don't want to jinx nothing.
Okay. And then today they announced All NBA. So here's the first team, gentlemen. Nikola Jokic, Kawhi, Giannis, Steph, and Luka. No, they did not give out Rookie of the Year yet, but it should be already at LaMelo's house already. But it's going to LaMelo. As much as we like Anthony Edwards, we know it's going to LaMelo.
No. Everything I'm picking, they going the opposite way. So I'm thinking they'll go to Anthony Edwards.
And then they might go to Tyrese Halliburton. You never know, man.
Better not be.
Okay, so that's the first team. Again, Jokic, Giannis, Kawhi, Steph, Luka.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not saying that because one of my players is on the first team, but like based off of the injuries that happened, everything like that, that's cool.
Okay, here's the second team: LeBron, Julius Randle, Embiid, Dame, CP3.
I'm glad CP3 got second team, as he should.
Mark, you seem a little puzzled.
No.
Okay, you're saving it. Okay,
he's waiting for Devin Booker's name.
Okay,
to be
the
called,
third team
or not be called.
Third team, and this is probably where people are gonna get mad. It's okay.
Are one of them
What's up? B?
Who was the center in the first?
Jokic.
The MVP.
Y'all.
No, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that because I don't agree him being MVP.
I thought Embiid was MVP, but he only got it. It was about nutrition. That's the only reason why he won it.
There's nothing you can do about that.
All right.
Here's the third team:
NBA stupid anyway.
Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Rudy Gobert.
Whoa.
Cut the beat.
Cut it.
Ain't even let me get to the guards yet.
Cut it. No.
Yes, I did say James Butler is. I did say James Butler is.
No.
Who's James Butler?
No.
Jimmy.
No. Pause. No. Hell no.
Let me finish. And then the guards were Bradley Beal and Kyrie.
Ooh. All right.
All right, let's talk it out, gentlemen.
Let's just start with Boston.
Yeah, where there's no Boston Celtics that deserve to be on the.
No Jaylen Brown, no Jason Tatum.
At the very least, it should be Jaylen Brown.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah,
that's
like, I understand no Jason Tatum.
And I'm on y'all side with the Jaylen Brown. So
Yeah.
that's why I was waiting to hear Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
No.
his name should have been called.
Would he win as a forward or a guard?
It doesn't matter. He should have made at least a
Okay,
third
when
team.
You don't forward.
Okay, so then you would have checked out Jimmy Butler. That would have been that's too easy.
Easy call.
Too easy.
Easy call.
Because Paul George went as a forward, by the way. Yes, Mark.
Hey, didn't Jimmy Butler miss a lot of the season?
Yes.
So why would you put Jimmy Butler in like Kevin Durant?
I think he played more games than Kevin Durant.
And then the guards. Okay,
See, there's no James Harden.
the guards. Yeah, no hard. That's another one.
You see, there's no James Harden.
I think they had the wrong Brooklyn guard on there. To be honest, they had
Yeah.
Kyrie over James Harden.
I guess.
Look, I know Bradley Beal was going to make it because there's never been an All NBA team without the lead. Well, wait a minute. Steph won the scoring title this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but
Wait, he didn't make the.
Well, Bradley Beal was 13.
man,
What was Steph? Steph was.
Steph was first team.
Oh, okay.
hey, didn't somebody have a triple double this year?
Westbrook.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
By the way, isn't the Utah Jazz the best team had the best record in the NBA?
He was hurt.
Did they have the best record in the NBA?
Yeah, that's why Rudy Gobert's there. People think Rudy Gobert's their best player.
Donovan Mitchell said what?
Donovan Mitchell, the best player in Utah Jazz history.
Yeah, we'll get into that discussion later. I don't know if it's that cut. So Kenzie said I don't know if it's that cut and dry that LaMelo missed some time, and if they count that against Joel and LeBron for MVP, they need to do that for Rookie of the Year.
I agree.
I agree. He did miss some time with the hand injury with the fracture.
Yep, Anthony Edwards didn't miss no games. Well, I think if he didn't miss as many as LaMelo did.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: the analytic nerds are gonna be the reason why Anthony Edwards doesn't win Rookie of the Year.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is it that Kevin Durant's only shot the ball 11 times?
That makes no sense.
Are you kidding me?
He should have 11 shots per quarter.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I agree.
Are they trying to?
He's being passive. He's being passive, man.
He's letting him get all the shots. I understand why he's making them, but you're Kevin Durant.
And Milwaukee said, "We'll take that."
Yeah, I'll deal with Jeff Green scoring instead of Kevin Durant any day.
I was like, "Okay, you go ahead and try to beat LeBron, but you're not."
Look,
Jeff Green has 24 points, 6 for 6 from 3.
wow.
Only thing is, I think that I don't think Jimmy Butler should have been there.
No, he shouldn't have.
Nope, no whatsoever.
And I'm pretty sure we could have found somebody else that went in there. We could have found, like I said, one of them Boston players. One of the two.
Well, let's be honest. Jaylen Brown did have the better year, but I know people. Jason Tatum is everyone loves Jason Tatum.
I'm gonna tell this about everybody when it comes to Jason Tatum. This year in particular, no matter what Jason Tatum has done, we all know who's a better player.
Right.
But this year, just this year in particular,
This was Jaylen Brown's
this
year.
is Jaylen Brown's year. He was the best player on the Celtics this year. If it wasn't for what he did this year, the Boston Celtics be a lot worse than what they were, because he picked up the slack from from Jason Tatum not be able to play and everything.
Right.
His recovery coming back, getting in rhythm to playing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. People be like, oh, he scored 50 this game and that. All right, that's cool. But guess what? They wouldn't be in that predicament if it wasn't for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, he kept them alive.
Now, Jason Tatum is definitely that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
But I agree with y'all.
Yeah.
Brown had the better year.
Yeah.
We were arguing that he would have been most improved player until Julius Randle just caught
Yeah. That was crazy.
lightning in the bottle and just. Now look, I get why Thibodeau got Coach of the Year. They gave him an extra point because of the Knicks.
No, it's because it's East Coast bias.
Well, yeah, that's
really
what it
it
is. I mean, that's really what it
It's
is.
East Coast bias. I don't want to hear it.
Monty Williams was the Coach of the Year. I don't care what anybody
He
says.
took a team that did not make it and made them
A team that hasn't been in the playoffs in 11 years,
and they have the number 2 record in the West.
and they had the second worst record when he got there.
Yes. Thank you.
Facts.
Ben Simmons. Look, I
No
know.
cap.
I know. Everyone loves Rudy Gobert. Ooh, they're in single digits now.
Let me pick my face up.
Yeah.
Have to go old school. People don't.
I remember
For y'all
that.
youngsters that don't know about that one. Yeah, y'all don't know about that one. That's OG right there.
Google what he just said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at Rudy Gobert like Ben Simmons.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't put Rudy Gobert in the third team either.
By the way, well, who's the center?
Who'd you put?
I'm in Bam. I don't care. Look,
That's not. I mean, I'm not arguing it, but you know they're not gonna have. They weren't gonna have nobody
Of
from
course.
the Jazz not make the team.
they lucky. Karl Anthony Towns had a down year. Else he
Right,
would have had it for sure.
Bro, they about to get swept. Well, they're not swept, but
Who?
Utah.
And they should be.
By the way, they did also announce the all defensive team the other day.
Is Rudy Gobert gonna be on the first team?
No, they don't do that to LeBron.
Well, he's on the first team. Let me find it. I just had.
That year when LeBron should have won Defensive Player of the Year.
That is the look. If people don't know, if people don't believe in voting bias, that year in particular should most definitely expose that, because this dude, he was one vote away from being unanimous MVP. A New York writer, what's his name? What was his name, John?
It was Gary Washburn from the Boston Globe. Voted for Carmelo.
Voted for Carmelo. Good as a year Carmelo had, it was nowhere close to what LeBron was doing that year.
He's the new Fred Hickman. Y'all know who Fred Hickman was?
It was Fred Hickman.
He was the guy from CNN or Sports Illustrated that voted AI the year Shaq won the MVP. Shaq almost had an unanimous MVP.
Listen, check this out, y'all. At a certain point, you have to put your emotions to the side, everybody. And it's not even just when it comes to, this is for everybody. When it comes to sports, you have to put your emotions to the side at times if you want to have a logical sports conversation. Because I can have any logical sports conversation all day, but it gets me nowhere.
Y'all want to hear who made all defensive team?
Yes.
All right, so Rudy Gobert, Ben Simmons,
Okay.
Draymond. So those are the three finalists.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Although Draymond did not get a first place vote. Bam got the last first place vote.
I mean, they can't have two centers start, so.
And then it's Giannis and Drew Holiday. That's the first team.
Mhm.
So Gobert, Ben Simmons, Draymond, Drew Holiday, Giannis. That's the all defensive first team.
Whew.
Here's the second team.
Okay.
Bam,
Uh-huh.
Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, Matisse Thybulle from the Sixers, and Kawhi.
Jimmy Butler, huh?
Jimmy Butler
So
made.
I have a question for y'all.
Yes, sir.
Have y'all seen Jimmy Butler play any extraordinary defense this year?
I haven't think he's played extraordinary anything, to be honest. I mean, I ain't knocking Jimmy Butler. He's a great player. He's a good player.
It just wasn't your year, player.
It just wasn't. And clearly, you were exposed in the playoffs. I mean, you shot on under 30% from the field.
Yeah, you.
Not from three, from the field.
Yeah, and for people that tried to say that, this. Don't get me wrong, Jimmy Butler's a good player, but people were trying to say that this dude was a top 10 player in the league, and I said he wasn't, and people said I was crazy for it.
Right.
This pretty much proves it. You can't.
He was not a top 10 player.
Oh no. And the thing is, his offense isn't that great anyways. He can put up some numbers, but like his offense isn't really that consistent. His defense is most definitely more consistent than his offense is. But for you to just I don't know. I think people just like Jimmy Butler.
And Kenzie said they need to have players vote because half of these dudes haven't played basketball. I understand that. I think they need to have more, not just more just player vote, but have more of the legends. The guys who are watching the game more, and I know they have a lot of analysts, a lot of TV personalities, ESPN.
You got to balance it out.
You're going to have a balance. The same way they now with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, they're allowing players in the voting room.
As they should.
And it shouldn't have took this long because certain players were held out longer than they should have, but I digress. But, yeah, that's the All-NBA first and second and third teams. LeBron made the second team, and Connaughton, those are called a blocking foul. Let's go over to the MLB. I want to talk a couple of things MLB real quick. Mm-hmm. I brought up the story last week with MLB cracking down on pitchers using banned substances, to grip the baseball.
What was it called?
It's actually goop. I said the wrong pronunciation, so I apologize. Like hair goop.
Well, the show was canceled for last week, so
So it was hair is goop. GOOP. Like hair goop. So now they're saying they're gonna be. You could be.
No.
So anyway, so
This nigga had the whole show. Swerve up. 15 minutes. Swerve
Yo, fam. And he kept saying, I told him not to.
Travis.
up, triple.
Yo.
him and Harden gonna be at the strip club after the game.
Yeah.
Yo,
So I apologize if I offended anybody, but that was not the term. So they're now announced that if any pitcher is caught using a banned substance, here's the punishment: 10-day suspension with pay.
Whoa. That.
Oh, let me go find
Wow.
some. Let me go find some goop.
I'll find the other one too.
So basically, B, you crazy, man. Oh, come on, B.
Yo.
So 10-day suspension, which is basically 2 starts.
So let me get this straight. These dudes, they making like 60. Some of these dudes $80 million a year.
Right.
And the punishment is you miss 10 is a 10-day suspension with pay.
Yes.
Full pay.
Yes.
Bruh, I just want 2 days off. I'm about to go ahead and use some goop on the ball.
Pause, man.
Pause. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
This show is sponsored by Pepsi Blue. We apologize.
I'm glad I'm the baseball player.
Yo, what is going on right now?
Yo.
The Pepsi Blue is really kicking in now all of a sudden.
Oh my God.
Wow, what the heck just happened today, man?
I want 2 days off. I'm gonna put some goop on the ball.
Wow.
Can't laugh at your joint up, nigga.
By the way,
It's off.
so yes. So they also have the All-Star voting has been first returns for the MLB All-Star game voting has been released. So let me get you guys on some of the names. Obviously, not to go too serious on MLB All-Star voting, but let me get your thoughts on just the initial sound of hearing these names as leading vote getters. All right, on the American League. For the catcher, Salvador Perez. Vlad Guerrero, first baseman. Vlad Guerrero Jr., I should say.
Oh, I'm about to say, wow.
I'm about to say, he's still playing?
Vlad Guerrero Jr., first baseman. Marcus Semien, second baseman from the Blue Jays. Rafael Devers, third baseman, Red Sox. No. Shout out Tony. Xander Bogaerts from the shortstop from the Red Sox. Outfield. Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Byron Buxton, and then DH, Shohei Ohtani.
That's not bad.
You know something?
Okay, what we got? What's the comment? Let's see.
Oh, goop hair it is.
Oh, the episode from the Wayans brothers. See, he said, "Goop hair it is." Yeah, shout out to the Wayans. He said, "Goop hair it is." Shout out to the Wayans brothers. Yeah,
Yeah, that was insane.
that's why I was. That's the same thing like with the Jamie Foxx first. If you ever watch like old reruns of Jamie Foxx, they never show the pilot episode
Why?
because Jamie Foxx did an impersonation of R. Kelly on there.
Oh, yeah, he sure did, huh?
Not Big Toe.
Yes,
Not the Big Toe episode?
that was a spoof of R. Kelly's Down Low.
Wow, that's funny.
That's the pilot episode?
That was the pilot episode.
I know that.
Yeah, that was the very first episode of Jamie Foxx show.
Who said, I hit the coffee table?
Oh man, I ain't seen that episode in 8 years, man. But yeah, shout out to my mom's in the building.
Shout out to Mons.
Hit the Chromecast button, Mom. You can watch it on TV. Now you got the
Oh.
smart TV going. So here, let me give you the National League. Now this is where me and Mark. All right, Buster Posey for the Giants, catcher. Max Muncy for my Dodgers, first base. You know he's injured. He's probably not going to be able to play. Ozzie Albies from Mark's Braves,
Let's go.
second baseman. Chris Bryant from the Cubs. Fernando Tatis Jr., shortstop for the Padres. And you're still not the best player in Major League Baseball. You're not even the best player in California.
He the best player in San Diego.
Yeah, you're the best player on that south of the 405.
Pretty much.
And in the outfield, Mark, yo boy, Ronald Acuna Jr. We got, and 2 Reds, Nick Castellanos and
Ken
Jess.
Griffey Jr.
Nah.
Oh.
Jesse Winker. Is it Winkler? I thought it was Winkler, like Henry Winkler. That's the dude.
Wait, what's his name?
No, you said it again. It's all right. They heard it.
Nah.
That's what it says. That's the dude's name. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
I thought it was like Henry Winkler, like from Happy Days or somebody.
Oh, okay.
So
Shout out to Kevin Durant. He's had actually a pretty good game.
well, he better.
He got 8 assists, 10 rebounds.
Wow, they better shoot.
Hey, you should have heard what this dude's name was. His name was what?
Jesse Winker. Pause.
Every time, each show, I'm starting to think it's the same Wednesday.
That's funny.
That is funny. Let's talk about college football. One story, and then we'll get into the NFL and back into the NBA. We talked about this before in previous episodes about the possibility of adding more teams to the college football playoff. Well, it sounds like it's getting close because it's being reported that the college football playoff committee is meeting to decide of making the playoff go from 4 teams to 12 teams.
It shouldn't be 12.
So this is how it will go. You have the 6 conference champions, and then you have 6, I say,
So basically,
group of at large or group of 5 conferences, and then the top 4 ranked teams would get buys.
so basically, it'll be like how the NFL is to an extent.
Yeah, basically the old NFL before they added the second wild card.
From the very beginning when they first introduced the whole system, I said it should have been 8 teams in the first place. Just me personally, because I felt as if it would have been more. There you go. It would have been.
So that was easy work.
Pretty much. The decision would have been more clear. It would have made more of a okay, we understand why. Instead you just
Did they
choose.
just turn the ball over?
What happened?
Milwaukee want to lose this game.
Did they really just turn the ball over? What the heck did they?
Oh,
PJ, what are you doing, dude?
What did he do?
He basically just threw the ball away.
Oh,
no, he threw it, and Chris Middleton wasn't looking.
Oh my goodness.
Pay attention.
Yeah, Milwaukee don't want to win, but
Watch James Harden finna make that 3.
He gonna
Watch.
He gonna make one of them, and it's go.
it's gonna make it in the fourth quarter.
By the way, Quincy said, wasn't there a quarterback? Chris Winkie, Florida State, and obviously played with the Panthers. Now, obviously, we know him from Florida State. He was a Heisman Trophy winner and won. But so do you think about it? So the SEC will have a comp champion, ACC champion, Pac-12, Big 10, Big 12, and the ACC, the AAC, the American Conference, and then you have like the Division II schools. They'll be also get a chance. But I have no problem with more teams in the playoffs. I think 12 might be a little too many. Maybe 8.
I think 8 is the perfect number.
I say 8 is the perfect number.
But I know money talks when it comes to the NCAA because it always talks because unless it's not concerning the athletes. But
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not complaining. There's more football for me to watch. I'm just being honest. But from the kids aspect of it, at least the kids in California get paid.
by the way, they announced today that both the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum are going to be full capacity this season.
Oh yeah,
Of course, everything open today.
Yeah, everything's back open.
Yeah,
today.
so California, as you know, our show is stationed here in California. Kevin Durant said another one.
Can y'all stop fouling him, please?
I mean, y'all really just
Don't want to win.
no, they don't, and they deserve criticism. So they deserve every criticism they blow this game. Some other things I want to talk about. The WNBA announced their All-Star game, July 14th, is going to be in Vegas. So shout out.
Is Tia Cooper playing?
I'm going.
Even if she isn't, she should be there.
Yeah.
I should be.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Dwight.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Me neither.
Or was it Kyrie? Wasn't it Kyrie from the Indiana Fever? The number 4 pick?
Okay, go ahead.
They announced they're going to have the All-Star game in Vegas, the WNBA All-Star game in Vegas, but they're having a format. I want to get your thoughts on this format.
I'm listening. Cups.
Cups. They're going to have the U.S. women's national team versus the best of the WNBA All-Stars. versus the WNBA All Stars. So, say if like some of the All Stars are going to play in the Olympics this summer, they're going to be part of the U.S. Women's National Team, and then they're going to have the other women who are All Stars. So, oh boy, this could get that game could get ugly pretty quick, depending on who's on the Team USA.
I agree. I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand. I honestly hope that this whole format works for the WNBA because, you know, the WNBA they need. You know, they always say the thing that irks me that they say that people the WNBA players said beforehand is the fact of they're like, oh, the NBA players or the NBA isn't the problem, it's the fans or whatever. Well, of course it's the fans. I mean, if you want something to change, you have to do something to bring in more fans. And I don't know and I'm be honest with you, the NBA has not done a good job of helping the WNBA out at all.
No, they haven't.
Like at all. I don't care how much revenue they don't bring in. You have to do something. You have to invest money in order to make money. So invest some more money into this into the WNBA in order to make this work. Because let's just be honest, you know, you're getting these WNBA players, and this is the age of social media. A lot of them have strong social media followings. So all it's going to do is, if you figure out a way to capitalize on using their strong following to mix in with your ratings, that'd be perfect.
So Kenzie says, I like the concept, but the best players are the U.S. women, in my opinion. So it's basically the tier 1 versus the tier 2 and 3. Because obviously, because when the Olympics start, they're shutting down the WNBA for the summer. And then they'll restart after the Olympics is over.
Yeah. I mean, here's the whole thing with that.
Shout out to Skylar Diggins, by the way.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We'll talk about that after the show. But, but I don't know. The WNBA, they need to figure out some type of marketing, some type of splash for their league.
I think it's a good thing that 3 of their biggest stars are going to be in a summer blockbuster.
That helps a lot.
I'm hoping that help, but they need
more than that though.
They need a face.
Yeah,
for their league.
Yeah, they really do. And the face that they choose, they need to put everything they can.
They need to market her.
Like, I'll give you a prime example of somebody they could have used that they fumbled with. Was Candace Parker.
Definitely.
They fumbled the ball with that one. Because
and she was in L.A. too.
She's in the L.A., the second biggest market in United States sports. And not even just that, she's very good at basketball, and she has the respect of NBA players.
And she went to the greatest women's program in history.
Exactly. She's been a star since she was in high school.
I think what they're gonna end up using is Sabrina Ionescu. She's already on one of the State Farm commercials. I hope they just build off that because she's a really good player. And I think she's marketable.
And also, she just partnered up with the boardroom. Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So she's going to be an ambassador for the boardroom.
I shout out to Kevin Durant for that, too.
And Rich Kleiman and Rock Nation and everybody. And then, obviously, because you look at Space Jam. So you got Diana Taurasi and the Agumake sisters in there. And obviously, Shanae has been
good.
She's just been killing the game, not just on the court, but is what she's been doing, working for ESPN. Being the first black woman on the ESPN to have a national radio show.
Look at Brown
weekday
up again.
Wow, you better make that good recognition. See, there's nothing wrong with shooting a layup.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, go ahead.
So Kenzie says, I thought it was going to be Maya Moore. I don't know why they didn't push her.
She took herself out of the spotlight to do something more important.
And honestly, by the way, she just celebrated her birthday recently. Happy birthday.
She had game.
Still does.
They need to do everything in their power to try to bring her back up over there into that league.
But that's not what she want to do. Then
right now she's in a different phase. But I think eventually she'll probably come back. Have her swan song and be retired and then retire. Obviously, she's a Hall of Famer. No, not that type of swans.
Of course, John said that. Go ahead.
Stop it, man. So, but yeah, well, wow, this game is a 4.
This is a game. This is sad.
This is Kevin Durant showing y'all forgot who I am, huh?
And that's Giannis showing who he is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wow, yeah. Boy, let LeBron have a game like this.
Who's JaVale McGee?
Whoa! Did you just call Giannis JaVale McGee?
I told you.
In the playoffs.
I told you. I've seen that before where people called Giannis JaVale McGee in the playoffs.
So I was wondering why you kept saying JaVale McGee in the group chat, and I was trying to figure out what does JaVale McGee have to do with the group chat. Wow, is now a Landry Shamet.
Okay.
Landry Shamet. We got you, bro.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Hey, we got a bit of camera. I'll show this. So,
Just so happened.
Just so happened. Producer been ready. Just in the lab. Got
Our grandparents that had them in the China cabinet.
always. Shout out to grandparents and all those who love to find China. This nice Lakers cup, 87 Showtime. Shout out to the Showtime Lakers.
You're not supposed to use the dishes out there.
Hey, man.
Hey. Yes. This is 1 year.
One
It's
year anniversary.
1 year anniversary, man. We got to celebrate.
John got all suds.
Man.
By the way, Kenzie says,
John,
Giannis only has 2 moves. Big Perk had better moves than Giannis. He's saying that Kendrick Perkins. Wow, this is now a 2-point game.
I told y'all.
Knicks.
Giannis is trash. I did. Giannis is trash.
Bruce Brown. And by the way, Bruce Brown didn't do a floater that time, Mark. He actually just did a regular layup.
You know what's even crazier about this cup? That cup right there. That cup is from Jack in the Box.
Crazy, ain't it? Showtime. Yeah, I got all the Showtime years, 80, 82, 85, 87.
In the end of the era.
Can't forget 88. Obviously, we defeated the Pistons. But
If 88's not up on there, then that's probably the year that she got it.
yeah,
I got an 87.
because we repeated in 88, 87, 88, and we lost to 89. We should have three-peated. About Giannis, he says Giannis only had 2 moves. Kendrick Perkins had more moves than Giannis.
All right. Now that's funny, but let's not go there.
But that is an indictment on Giannis, though.
Yeah, it is. Giannis and Ben Simmons had the same problem.
Yeah.
Can't shoot.
Exactly.
At least Giannis is aggressive and likes to dunk on people. Ben Simmons has to figure out what the heck he want to do.
So B, we was talking about, the WNBA, they're making the All-Star game, the Team WNBA All-Stars versus the U.S. Women's National Team. The WNBA. They're going to have Team WNBA, so their best all the WNBA All-Stars against the well, yeah. Well, the not so All-Stars are the WNBA All-Stars. That's the sad part. Because most of the elite are going to be representing Team USA in the Olympics. So they're going to play in the All-Star game in Vegas.
And the WNBA is going to be shut down during that time.
Yes.
Yeah, and the All-Star team. And the All-Star team isn't really the All-Star team. The WNBA real All-Star team is because the WNBA season is shut down during that time.
They shut down during the Olympics.
They shut down during the Olympics.
By the way, I need to bring this up also. Sparks. LA Sparks. Now that the Lakers are out of the playoffs, and I know the Clippers are still in the playoffs, please get the LA Sparks games out of the convention center, please.
Man, for real.
That's where they play.
They're playing the convention center right now.
They're in the convention center right now because the Lakers and the Clippers were both in the playoffs. But now the Lakers are out, unfortunately. They can still, they can share the arena with the Clippers.
I don't see why not.
Whoever, I get it if the Clippers and the Sparks are scheduled on the same night, which still doesn't make sense because y'all knew because that's also on the NBA office because y'all know when the playoff games were going to be.
This is crazy that's like the big gym versus the little gym.
Exactly.
Like why is a professional sports league playing in the convention center?
That makes no sense. Even when you play in the Staples Center, they're obviously they don't fill up all the Staples Center. Let's be honest, obviously, but when they have all the 100 section jam packed.
They can't share the convention center with the porn awards.
Wow.
Or LA Comic Con.
Well, then wasn't let's talk about E3. Was it? They didn't have E3 either this year.
Yeah.
It'll be real comical. It's gonna be real comical.
Yeah.
Wow. But speaking of comedy, did y'all see the Lamar Odom knockout?
No.
No.
Say what? Say it again, B.
No, don't say it again.
No.
Okay, so Lamar Odom, he was in a celebrity boxing fight over the weekend with Aaron Carter, the former pop star, child star, of course, the younger brother of Backstreet Boys member Nick Carter, and he knocked him out in the second round.
He was trying so hard too.
Did he really go out, or was he just down?
No, he really knocked him out.
Nah, he was out.
He
Like
basically
like Nate Robinson knocked out.
yeah, he had no business in the ring. Lamar Odom is 6'10", 220 on his best day. Lamar Odom is still 6'10".
He came in the ring sagging.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I would have quit right then. Like, yeah, ain't no fight now.
I'm like, dude, Lamar.
This is a different type of dude.
Yeah, you can't say that right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off here. But Lamar knocked him out in 2 rounds. And this is basically because, a lot of people were talking about the whole Floyd Logan Paul thing, and obviously the celebrity boxing. By the way, they saw in the news today that the Triller Fight Club fight for this weekend is being postponed because Timothy Lopez, who was going to be the headliner, he tested positive for COVID. So now they're moving that fight back to August. And the bad part was because that was supposed to be the combination of Triller week in Miami because, tomorrow they're doing the verses with Eve and Trina. And then they're having an event on Thursday.
Wait,
then
who doing the verses?
Eve versus Trina is tomorrow.
What they got? 4 songs?
That's probably gonna do the worst numbers.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Over Bow Wow and Soulja Boy?
I'm,
No.
They win.
No.
No, there's the Saturday before the BET Awards.
oh, my God. They just took the lead.
Wow.
We trying to tell Nick the game ain't over.
I'll tell you, that dude is this is supposed to be
When JaVale McGee on the court.
this is their first that was their first lead since 2-0. That makes no sense.
Milwaukee is trash.
Oh,
Look.
wow. He don't have no offense.
Got no bag. Look, weak.
We said what?
He's still weak. Still weak. Yeah, that's exactly what he look like.
25 points for Chris Middleton.
I don't care if he had 45. He's still trash.
Let's talk some NFL, gentlemen. Then we'll get back into the NBA. Let's talk some NFL. He said, y'all. He keep telling y'all. Here's my only thing with Kevin Durant. Here's the question. Here's the thing. As we're watching this game in Brooklyn, in Barclays Center, imagine if he was doing this in the Garden.
Imagine if he was doing this still at OKC. They most definitely would have won by now.
Oh boy,
You didn't even get hit in the face. Relax. Are you serious?
he did not hit him in the face.
He did not get hit in the face.
Okay, Harden, get up, dog. Get up.
Come on, dude. Are you serious? Yeah, that's exactly what he do. Yeah,
Yeah,
look, get up.
he on no
Get up.
oxygen right now.
Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant's like,
Man, stop.
Are you serious?
Man, stop. So let's talk some NFL. So I want to talk about quarterbacks. There have been 3 quarterbacks who've been mainstays on Sports for
Oh,
You.
never mind.
Oh, he poked him in the eye. I'll take that back. He got
Never
poked in the-
mind. Yeah, that was
I
bad.
apologize, James Harden.
Yeah, my fault.
By the way, that's 5 fouls on PJ Tucker.
don't matter. He ain't guard nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if he's
He only has one game where he defends somebody. That's it. He already had that one game. He had it too early.
Yeah, Kevin Durant said, okay. Yeah, here we go again.
Look, another three.
Three.
Money.
Ooh. So Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson have been 3 quarterbacks who we've discussed in the last few months on Sports for You. I want to give you some updates. Offensive foul on Giannis.
You seen Cody Bellinger headed to the injured list?
Yeah, he got a hamstring. See,
They told him to pass it.
yeah.
He's supposed to cut in.
So I don't know if have y'all
His
heard.
feet weren't planted.
Have y'all got a chance to check out Aqib Talib's podcast?
No.
So he had my guy Kareem Jackson from the Broncos on there, and for those who know, Kareem Jackson played in Houston with Deshaun Watson.
Kareem Jackson still plays?
Yeah, he's on the Broncos. He was on the Broncos the last 2 years.
Oh my God!
Well, it's probably gonna be his last year. We restructured
it
his
has
contract.
to be.
So he was on Aqib Talib's podcast on Colin Cowherd's on Volume Sports Network, and he said he's had conversations with Deshaun Watson, and he said Deshaun Watson has told him personally he wants to come to Denver. But
please, he better be worried about what's going on with these cases. He better worried about what's going on with a team he's gonna be playing with.
He said that on the air.
No.
Deshaun Watson
conversation they had
a conversation with Kareem Jackson. Kareem told Talib on Talib's podcast.
So that could be like that's bad, right? For him.
No, I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty much he's known now because we already knew that there were two teams he wanted to go to, and that was either the Broncos or the 49ers. Now, obviously, the 49ers are out because they drafted Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's just made it clear he wants to be a Denver Bronco, and Mr. Payton, oh, wow, Landry Shamet. That was a shame. Yeah, he said he just took the T off his name and said, I'm going to put that shame.
Garbage.
That's good defense.
Hot potato.
Oh, JaVale McGee.
Oh, wow.
McGee.
Don't do no floaters, Bruce Brown.
No, what happened?
They about to win, dog.
Foul.
Yeah, this game is over.
Oh, my God. How did
5-5-5.
And you want to hear a crazy?
So live.
The crazy thing is, this comes
And that was an N1.
Sure was.
this comes on
You getting fired, buddy.
this comes a week after the anniversary of AI's 48-point game in 0-1 versus the Lakers.
The most never mind. I'm not gonna disrespect AI.
I still hated that game because we should have in postseason 16-0, but whatever. But back on this quarterback situation. So Deshaun Watson has told Kareem Jackson he wants to be a Bronco. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, had his first public comment since his drama with the Seahawks was made public, and he cleared that he never specifically asked for a trade. Now, here's my thing with you, Russ. What are you doing, Bruce Brown?
Floater.
Stop it.
Why is Bruce Brown be in the game?
Because James Harden's not in the game. Oh yeah, he is.
Well, they actually like Bruce Brown.
Oh yeah, they tripping.
Oh,
Go
good.
ahead.
If you get ripped by James Harden,
That's what he does. So that's one thing I can say he does that consistent. That
He
little,
got in his hands.
yeah, that
Pause.
little pause, that little rip that he does that a lot because he does a lot when people go to the go do the layup.
They should do that
Shout out to
every time down. They should do that.
shout out to Travis Scott courtside. So Russ said he didn't ask for a trade, but his agent made it clear, well, we don't want to be traded, but if you did trade us, by the way, there's 4 teams we would like to go to. And then today during Pete Carroll's press conference, he does the Dwight Howard, Stan Van Gundy thing. If it doesn't know what I'm talking about, when Stan Van Gundy before he got fired in Orlando, he went to the media and said that Dwight went to the management and tried to get him fired. So during the presser, enter Dwight Howard. He puts his arm around Stan and basically says, what were you saying? So Russ comes into the press conference and tells the media, I just want everybody to know that we're still friends.
Dumb.
Russ.
I'm gonna be honest. In that situation, maybe you got to think about it like this. These players, they have to go about everything the same way that these owners should go about it.
Right.
These owners only go about it as strictly business, and and everybody's cool with that. When a player does the same thing and goes strictly business, all of a sudden the player's not loyal. The player's is this, he's selfish, blah, 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 all this. He's a problem to the team. Well, you don't think it's problematic that these owners are going about this the same exact way?
I agree with you guys.
Yeah, so, these players, they see what's going on, and, they got to play their cards right. They got to be like, look, I don't want to go nowhere, but if you guys want to go ahead and go there, here's the teams that I would not mind playing for.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying that I want to leave.
Yeah.
That's not saying that I want to leave at all.
Yeah,
That's me saying if you really want to go there and get rid of me, these are the teams I wouldn't mind playing for. But at the end of the day, I want to play for Seattle.
And then there's Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, God.
So Aaron Rodgers, he's being passive aggressive as per usual. He had his presser, him Brady, because those y'all know he's doing the match. You know, y'all saw the golf thing that TNT has done now since it started during the pandemic. It was Brady and Phil Mickelson versus Peyton Manning and Tiger Woods, and then Thanksgiving it was I think it was Phil and Charles Barkley versus Tiger and Steph Curry, I think.
No, okay.
And then so now this year it's going to be Phil Mickelson and Brady versus Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers. So they were doing their press availability today, and Aaron Rodgers has on a T-shirt that says "I'm offended."
Aaron Rodgers had a shirt on?
He had a T-shirt that said "I'm offended."
If I'm Aaron Rodgers, you know what I would do? I would do exactly what you're doing. Let me tell you something. When it was time for Brett Favre to go, you know what they did? They carried on, and they let Brett Favre stay on that team 3 years longer than he really should have. Aaron Rodgers should have started 3 years earlier than what he should have. He should have been the starter, possibly his second year. After his second year being up on that team, he should have been the starter at that point. And they gave Brett Favre the respect, to be like, go out, at least at that time, to go out on your own terms. So they got to the point, they're like, look, Brett Favre, we've done everything we can for you. Either you going to retire or not. If not, we holler at you later. And he saw, like, man, he got that respect. And why can't I, when I pretty much did the same exact thing for them, for y'all that he did?
Mm-hmm. So now the question is, what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? Now, I personally think there's nothing going to be resolved. And then you had Mark Murphy at a event at Lambeau Field over the weekend saying that, well, Aaron's a complicated fella. Well, what does that mean? As Kevin Durant just said, yeah, buckets.
Kevin Durant is playing this game like this because of Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Because Shannon Sharp was saying that what's Kevin Durant going to do to beat he can't be the facilitator and all that stuff. I remember hearing that this morning.
Stephen A was saying the same thing too.
And guess what? He has a 43-point triple-double at this point.
I'm sorry, he has a what?
43-point triple-double.
Wow. Run those numbers.
Yep.
As Drew Holiday.
And counting.
By the way, as I look at Drew Holiday missed that shot, I'm just wondering, will Bradley Beal have missed that shot?
No. Bucks just lost the series.
Yeah, this series is over with.
Yeah, because there's no way. I don't care what Stephen A says. Personally, James Harden was pretty much a non-factor.
He about to score right now. Look.
Wow. He's gonna need a game. He's not.
He'll be all right.
He's clearly not himself.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Thank goodness I have a rebound. But go ahead.
But when it comes to Rodgers, okay, so Mark Murphy called him a complicated fella. I'm seeing James Jones on NFL Network saying that people need to relax. Don't take too much into the comments. By the way, Kevin Durant, 40 point, 15 and 10 playoff games. You had Oscar Robertson, 63, Charles Barkley, 93. That was the finals, by the way. Mm-hmm. And then Luka did it last year.
Too bad Jordan was 40 in that series.
Yeah.
Average.
Too bad Luka lost that series.
Average.
Yeah, that was the finals.
I said average, though.
Averaged 40 in the finals. Who does that?
I don't care. Luka lost.
Yeah, he lost to y'all. That was lost to Clippers. But he said he just want to let y'all know that Michael Jordan averaged 45 points in the finals. You understand?
It's on football.
Yeah. So those he said those are James Harden like numbers. They really are.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at with Rodgers. So now he wears this T-shirt. He says, I'm doing what I'm getting a chance to do what things I want to do over the offseason. Brady's trolling him. He's like, sometimes I'll have we don't know if Aaron has the chance to go for it sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you really just went there. But when it's all said and done, I think this is going to drag out all the way to training camp. And eventually someone's going to have to just say either I want out or let's resolve this and you're staying. Now, there's some people think he might just stay and then they'll trade him next year. But until Aaron Rodgers comes out and specifically say he wants to be traded, as Kevin Durant has 43 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. he's going to be a Green Bay Packer for the foreseeable future, and he's not sweating losing $90,000 for missing 3-day minicamp.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he made that just off of doing that golf tournament.
So, gentlemen, you guys are video game connoisseurs, I could say, right?
Yeah, I play video games.
Well, what's the greatest game of all sports? As Giannis just made that layup.
What do you mean by that statement?
Well, EA, Madden.
You saying which Madden is the best one?
Well, Madden's pretty much a game, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Madden series. Yeah, it's most definitely the if you want to talk about a sports series, most definitely the most successful.
So they're going to announce tomorrow the next Madden covers, and this is how the tease is. There's a video they put on the Madden Instagram as Jeff Green just made a three. Wow. They said, and the tease in the video is two goats as Chris Middleton just hit the side of the backboard.
Oh, this year's Paul George.
Wow.
His is the mid range. Paul George is a 3-pointer.
This is really happening.
They travel.
Travel. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of that play next. They're gonna get rid of that next year. The NBA is gonna review these plays like where James Harden and Trae Young they try to draw.
That was a foul too.
They try to draw fouls off contact from the three. Yeah, that's not gonna. You're not gonna get that play next year, buddy.
What are you even complaining for?
Because he got caught flopping. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. So let's be clear. Who do y'all think is gonna be on the cover of Madden?
Tom Brady.
Who the finals?
Well, we don't know. They just said it's two goats.
Tom Brady.
It's probably they say it's two goats.
Yeah.
So it's probably
Tom Brady and a real goat.
Probably between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, or if they wanna like be one of those old future goat and baby goat. You know they call
Patrick Mahomes
the baby goat. So
I think it's gonna be Tom Brady and the real goat. You said two goats, right?
Yeah. Yeah, one of them, right? I think it's gonna be Brady and Mahomes.
It's probably gonna be Brady and Mahomes.
If not, it'll be if there's two goats, it's Brady and Rodgers. But I think it's gonna be the goat and the future goat.
Wait, has Aaron Rodgers been on the cover of Madden?
No.
It might be Aaron Rodgers. It might be Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
So yeah, so that's what the NFL looks like.
It should be Aaron Donald on there though.
Let's close this out with
Should be Stephon Diggs.
With some NBA talk.
No, it shouldn't. Nope. I don't want no Madden curse on our team. Nope.
Right.
Wait. What you mean? Y'all got Stephon Diggs back? I mean, I'm thinking about Stephon Gilmore.
Oh, no.
I'm about to say, hold on. I'm about to say, wait. Y'all got Gilmore back?
So let's go to some NBA talk. A couple of NBA topics before we head on out. Let's recap so far in the playoffs. The Phoenix Suns are on their way to the Western Conference Finals. For the first time since 2010, they swept the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, they're going to lose next
By the way, the final four teams from the bubble last year, a combined postseason record of 7-18.
That's because the bubble took a toll on these teams, and nobody wants to admit to that.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
And I asked before the show, but y'all didn't give me an answer. I hope y'all give me an answer now.
Okay.
You know how they call the Lakers and LeBron's championship last year the Mickey Mouse ring or the bubble ring?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they going to call this year's ring the handicap ring?
They're not going to call it the handicap ring because
They
LeBron's
should
not involved.
they should put a placard on it, but they're not going to do that because LeBron's not involved. Right?
It doesn't involve LeBron.
So it's only LeBron that they do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
If you pay close attention, everybody has a reason why LeBron's won every championship outside of LeBron being good.
All I'm going to say is Timofey Mozgov, Luol Deng. Y'all want to go back to them days?
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say. And I'll leave that alone.
And he made that one.
Oh,
They needed to make that.
left the door open. They need to capitalize.
No, they don't.
They just need to run
They
their play.
They got the ball. They put the ball in Giannis' hand. Oh, they give it out of his hand.
So now and then all the series we're watching is at 2-2. Is Drew Holiday just tied the game?
Stop complaining and play defense, clown. Go
And
ahead.
then the Atlanta Hawks and Philadelphia 76ers is at 2-2. And then
I can't believe this.
the Utah Jazz, well, when Joel Embiid goes 0 for 12 in the second half, what you expect?
It shouldn't matter.
And then the Clippers and the Utah Jazz are at 2-2. So let's just go ahead and call it now. When we're back here next week and the NBA and the conference finals are starting, as Durant just missed the mid-range, which is not typical, who will be playing for a chance to compete in the NBA finals when we return next week?
It'll be Phoenix versus the Clippers, and we will be seeing possibly the Nets versus the 76ers.
Mark?
I got Phoenix versus Clippers, and Nets versus Sixers. I'm with Nick.
Hey, you know what's funny? For all those people that was saying,
Wow, stupid foul, Brook Lopez.
"Oh yeah, that was very dumb." For all the people that
No, this was dumb.
laughed at Atlanta or whatever for making the trade to get rid of Luka.
Why is Giannis shooting the fall away?
You think Atlanta's mad about that trade right now?
No.
No, they shouldn't.
Because who's in the playoffs still?
Trae Young.
Hey,
By the way, what did y'all?
I also think if Luka was on the team, they'd still be in the playoffs.
That's true too. What did y'all think of the story with Luka and the whole situation with that he's got an issue with this shadow general manager in Dallas?
if you don't shut up and just relax. If there's one thing I'll say about Dallas is this. Just relax. Dallas will look out for you, Luka. Just relax. They looked out for Dirk. They will look out for you. It's not going to be easy to get free agents up over there, but they will build the best team possible around you. You still young. Just relax. I know you're tired of losing in the first round in the playoffs, but hey, every player has to go through it.
So then I'm going to say the East will be Philly and the Sixers, but I'm still going to say it's Utah versus Phoenix. I still got to. I need to see the clip. I need to see with my eyes before I can say the Clippers are going to the second round.
I'm gonna tell you why. But Jonathan talking as a Laker fan.
Partly,
No, Jonathan's talking as a Laker fan. Because if you remove that Laker, if you remove the purple and gold glasses, you will see. I called it even when y'all was down 0-2. Clippers going to the finals.
You said it.
I have to believe.
Clippers are going to the finals.
And let me say this: I said it when it came to people telling me LeBron was going to be a Laker. I have to believe it to see it. I believe it when I see it. And that's just me being a Laker fan. Y'all know, because Nick knows. He knows, because ain't no real Clipper fan was rooting for the Lakers. Ain't no real Laker fan rooting for the Clippers fan. But it's all love because we brothers. So I need to see it because I know what Kawhi's capable of. And when I heard his press conference last night, I was like, oh boy, he's about business right now. Cause
Yeah, he's locked in.
Because he was basically said, well, he's like, I don't care about the conference finals.
He sure don't.
I was like, yeah,
That's not a very Kobe like, right?
yeah.
The job's not done yet. He knows it.
In the words
and
of
guess
Coach,
what?
Job's not finished.
And the thing is, if Paul George continues to play like this, it's most definitely over. It's the only problem we're gonna have if Paul George keeps playing the way he's playing is if we gotta play against this Brooklyn team right here.
No, that's what I think y'all match up perfectly with him.
Quiet, let's cap. James Harden had 6 rebounds and 7 assists.
Yeah, you better be doing that. You can't score.
So, today, in fact, 2 years ago today was the deal that the Lakers acquired Anthony Davis. They traded Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and 3 first-round picks. And I'm going to say it again. I do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Because you can't tell me that championship we got last year wasn't worth it. I like Lonzo, love Ingram, like Josh Hart. I can care less about the picks, by the way.
Yeah, for all the Laker fans I've heard say this, that like, oh, look what these players did up over. Guess what? They didn't do none of that on y'all team. Who cares what they do after y'all? You think I care what Landry Shamet is doing right now?
And they wouldn't have developed like that on this Laker team.
And
They would not have developed like that at all.
And they're still not in the playoffs.
None of the players are in the playoffs.
Except for Randall. D'Angelo made it 1 year with Brooklyn. Randall made it this year. But B.I. and Zoe haven't made it yet.
They still haven't made it.
And Giannis just missed a free throw. Yikes.
JaVale McGee.
Yeah, he going to miss the next one, too.
He got 2 points in the second half? I'm asking. I don't know. I don't even remember him.
I'm be honest with you. I haven't seen him score that much in the fourth quarter.
He only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter, but I don't remember him
Scoring that much in general.
in the second half, no.
I really don't know how many points he has.
Sound like Joel Embiid.
You guys ready to go to Cancun real quick?
Uh-oh.
Let's go to Cancun. 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Milwaukee.
Well, we'll say that for next week.
No, I'm saving it for now.
I'm not saving nothing for now. I still have faith Milwaukee will still win this game.
I still say the series goes 7. I just can't.
If Milwaukee loses this game, they're losing the next game.
You think they're mentally done?
Hey,
you think they came mentally
Dog,
down?
you can't.
I got 3 cases of Mountain Dew on this.
You can't be.
Wow,
up by
self-standing.
you can't be almost up by 20. Your second best player is hurt, and you come back and lose that game.
I agree. I agree.
Do y'all think they say them cases of Mountain Dew as a way of as a code name for them betting money? That's money.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Even he's like,
That's
oh.
it. He didn't. He was like, yeah.
He didn't know he was gonna make
that's
that
a bad shot. He about to hang a 50 burger on these dudes.
He already has. Game still ain't over yet.
He about to hang a 50 burger on these dudes. He knows. Stephen A. said he got to get 50. He's got 46. And I'm talking about Kevin Durant, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Cancun. So let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. They had the MVP in Nikola Jokic. Fortunately, no Jamal Murray this postseason with the torn ACL. Will Barton barely came back
You're fired, buddy.
with
Go
the
ahead.
hamstring. Well,
He's not fired.
Watch.
and so you look at the Nuggets. How can they bounce back? Obviously, lost in the conference finals last year to the Lakers.
Jamal Murray coming back.
Jamal Murray comes back,
That's it. That's literally it. That's it.
and then you hopefully you get a healthy Will Barton. Is there something else missing with Denver besides
No.
the fact that they have the MVP and a guy who could be an all-star one day?
No, I think their team is fine. I mean, at this point, what you do, you add to the bench or whatever. I think their starting five is all right. They can get up. Well, Murray's their starting point guard, so maybe if they want to upgrade at the wing, maybe. But even then, they still have Michael Porter Jr. has been playing very well for them.
I think what they're going to end up doing is trading Michael Porter Jr.
For somebody better.
and not even somebody better, but somebody who probably can complement their team a lot better.
They need somebody that's like for their team. I think they need at the three. They need somebody that's like a 3D player.
They need a physical player because everybody on that team is soft.
By the way, Kevin Durant played every minute.
So basically, like let's say for example, even though he's not like that great of a player, like let's say they had to do like a Marcus Morris on their team, like one of those type of like that
Yeah.
type of attitude type of guy up over there. Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I think that's what they need.
So, they will be good with somebody like Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. And see, because they have if Will Barton can stay healthy and Jamal Murray can stay healthy,
That's
you
it.
have a 1-2-3. Will Barton is really good.
Yes, he really is.
Shout out to Memphis.
Most definitely, and he didn't start off as a good player either.
Right. And then that's what I say. I mean, I think they might end up trading Michael Porter Jr. for somebody who, or a couple of people who can fit into their role.
Who's their starting power forward?
I don't know. They should have Paul Millsap. I think they should need Paul. I think they need Paul Millsap.
I think
Paul Millsap comes off the bench.
they've been starting Porter at their power forward.
That's fine.
Okay, so Durant said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take this." Yeah,
This is over.
I think he's gonna pull up.
It's a pull up 3-pointer. It's just so easy. Look.
Yeah, he said, "Okay,
Look,
you go
okay,
keep."
okay.
keep.
Oh,
I'm not going that way.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, better go.
Don't let him do it.
Oh my God.
No.
Get the ball away from Giannis.
Get the ball away from
Ooh.
him. Oh, good move.
Oh my God. He's weak.
Oh, get some hands.
He's weak. He's weak. Get Giannis up out of here.
Let's go to calling out names.
Oh my! Please call him out names.
Let's go to calling out names.
Yeah,
We're heading that out.
Oh
Let's go to
my
call-
God! Oh, look at that! Look, and that was a good
Sir,
pass. Oh
sir,
my God! He got scared.
Served it on a platter for you,
He
buddy.
got scared.
Oh man, let's go. Let's go. Let's
He got
go.
scared of Jeff Green.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's call out these names right now. And Giannis, you finna be on the list, Playboy.
You a defending MVP? Got scared of Jeff Green.
Defending two-time MVP.
Oh.
So I'm calling out my names right now. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. Let's go. Let me start with Stephen A. Smith. Number one,
And Milwaukee need a number one option.
they do.
Continue. They need Michael Porter Jr.
Wow. Yeah, him and Jokic, huh? Giannis and Jokic, huh?
Hey, they can PJ Tucker could be good in Denver.
There you go.
So I'm calling out Stephen A. Smith for saying that Donovan Mitchell was the greatest player in Utah Jazz history.
Yo, check this out.
I like Donovan Mitchell, but he's not better than Karl Malone. He's not better than John Stockton. As far as if you want to say talent wise, I understand that, but no, when you talk about just as Utah Jazz, no.
Somebody said throw Bailey.
That was clear lane.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Clear
path.
Clear path.
That's most definitely clear. I hate that foul too. I hate when they better not get away with it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. He needs to worry about getting to where Darren Williams was at
I said
with Utah before he gets to that point.
I said Darren Williams in a group chat.
Yeah, like he's not at that level yet. I'm like, don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but people need to stop living in the moment and remember that before you start saying like this dude's the greatest player in this franchise's history, you have to remember this franchise also has a player who scored the second most points in NBA history
And is the all-time assist and steals leader,
on the same franchise, on the same team.
who's the same person,
Come on, man.
and they're two of the 50 greatest players.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just leave it that he's not the greatest Jazz player
No.
ever. And Stephen A. Smith stopped being a prisoner of the moment, but he's always been like that.
Oh, now, let me go to your sidekick, Max Kellerman. 2 years ago, Max as Giannis, and this is why I'm calling out Max Kellerman. Oh,
Man, please, yeah. Go ahead, PJ.
Blake said Blake. Okay, Blake, walk. Travis Scott. They got Travis Scott talking stuff, dude.
Uh-huh.
Travis Scott. Wow.
You about to kick him out the game.
So, Blake Griffin. So, let me get at the Max Kellerman. 2 years ago in Toronto, he said that Giannis was the best player in the NBA. Did Kevin Durant retire?
Nope.
Did LeBron James retire?
Nope.
Did Kawhi Leonard retire?
Nope.
Did Steph Curry retire?
Nope.
Did James Harden retire?
Nope.
What are you talking about?
Joel
He didn't
Embiid?
deserve MVP.
Nope.
I can argue the first one should have went to James Harden, and I dang sure can argue the last one should have went to LeBron.
And he shouldn't have got Defensive Player of the Year.
And don't ever in your life say that Giannis is a combination of Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal. First of all, don't say anybody's a combination of Michael Jordan anything,
Yeah.
and he's not a combination of Shaq. You're not 7'1", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
You're not a 3-time Finals MVP.
No, you're not
So-
the most dominant player in the game.
And I'm done.
Yo,
Who y'all got? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm calling out Giannis for not catching that pass.
Man, look.
Get some hands, fella.
Check this out, dude.
Get some hands, fella.
Giannis, this is the moment that...
Dang it, Durant missed his first free throw. He would have had 50.
Oh, wow. Giannis, you had the opportunity to take over a series that in all actuality, imagine, look, you win this series, you win this game right now. You go up 3-2. You going back to your house up 3-2. This is your chance to get Brooklyn up out of here.
And you blew it, homie.
Yeah. You could be going into game what do I go game 5?
Game 6.
Game
But
6.
you could be going to game 6 like, man, look, we at home. Let's go ahead and play our game. We got this. James Harden didn't even have an impact on the game like that.
None.
And they still, man, this is crazy. Yeah, Giannis, you fumbled the ball with this one. You most definitely pulled a JaVale McGee move right there.
So, Mark?
That was mine.
Oh, that's Mark. Nick?
I am calling out Skip Bayless.
Oh, boy. What'd he say now?
Skip Bayless, I need for you to figure out what you gonna do with these Kawhi Leonard shoes that you keep throwing away and then picking back up every other week. I'm getting tired of you see you throw away these orthopedic shoes. Figure out what you gonna do, Skip Bayless. Shannon, I'm also calling out Shannon Sharp as well.
Oh, boy. So, Undisputed and First Take got called out today.
Shannon, you said this morning that Kawhi and Paul George didn't have that great of a game yesterday. They both had 31 points, and you said that they the reason why is because Paul George went 9 for 20 and Kawhi went 8 for 19. Is that above 45%, y'all?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very so.
So don't usually if you're a great player, usually if you're somewhere between the 45 and 50% range, that pretty much means you had a pretty good year if you finished that for the year, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So
he's an assistant.
D'Antoni about to be the head coach of Portland. So
I'm saving that for next week because I need to really breathe on that. We're saving that for next week.
Yeah.
Once these coaching hires, I ain't talking no coaches until I see who gets hired first. Yes, that's why he's over there.
Come on now, he's the real coach over there. Go ahead. That's all I got to say.
All right. So we heading on out. A couple questions, then a couple comments, and then we heading out. From my guy Kenzie, he says, "Would y'all trade Jamal Murray and build around Jokic and Michael Porter Jr.?"
I am not trading Jamal Murray at all after what I just saw happen this postseason.
He says that Rich Paul needs to call Luka. Make him a clutch line.
Luka's going nowhere, and Laker fans get this idea out your head right now. Stephen A. Smith planted this idea. Get over it.
Yeah, Chris Paul's not going nowhere, and there it is.
Yeah, that's it.
114-108. The Brooklyn Nets without Kyrie Irving, with a hobbled James Harden. With Kevin Durant one shy of a 50-point triple-double, are now one win away from the Eastern Conference Finals.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
It'd be the first time the Nets are in the Eastern Conference Finals since 2003.
Should be ashamed of y'all. Y'all are trash.
Yeah. Giannis, You deserve every bit of criticism you're going to get within the next 24 hours.
Look,
And
that's horrible. I can't believe what I just saw.
game 6 Thursday. It's over.
What did Kenzie say?
He said
No. What did he say earlier when something about they think they're the man when they really best as a second or third option?
Yeah, he said you think you the ultimate when you basically
Giannis.
Yeah. Like this is Jimmy Butler syndrome.
Giannis.
Shout out to Blake Griffin and Jeff Green stepping up in this game. Blake Griffin had 17 points. He was 7 for 11, 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. Jeff Green, 27 points, 8 for 11,
Where that Pepsi?
7 for 8 from the 3-point line.
There you go.
Shout out to them
That's
having
something
big
for
games
about.
to keep their team alive.
All right, so that's that. So
Giannis Perkins.
So when we Giannis, shout out to Kenzie, he crazy. He said, "Well, I forgot Aaron Gordon's over here too."
He had 34.
So when we get back here next week,
Yeah,
the conference finals, I'm with Mark. That game is over. That series is over
The
Thursday.
series is over.
You don't, like I said, you don't do that. I think about when we were.
Go ahead, B.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, that's calling out names. Well, sponsored by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, good night. Shout out to my Uncle Kevin in Houston. Shout out to H-Town. So, again, thank y'all for supporting us as we celebrated our first full year. Tomorrow will actually be the 1-year anniversary of our first podcast, but we celebrated it today. This cup's up, gentlemen. Before we head on out. Next week, we'll talk about the conference finals. Been ready. We're going to talk more NFL, and Kevin Durant is taking if I'm Kevin Durant, I'm going straight to the ice bath right now because he's going to play 48 on Thursday too.
You don't need to.
Well, do y'all think Kyrie plays Game 6?
I don't think they need Kyrie to beat him.
Obviously they proved that tonight.
They emotionally.
They might be honest. They don't need James Harden.
They emotionally beat.
I can't see them because I think about Phoenix in 2010.
And they don't have no leader. Go ahead.
I think about Phoenix in 2010 when we was 2-2. Kobe airballed that shot and Meta with the putback at the buzzer, and then we went to Phoenix. And I was telling people the Lakers are closing that series out in Phoenix. They are not mentally prepared for recover what just happened to them. And I was so right. And Kobe hit that dagger jumper, and so Allen Gentry, good game. Shout out to the Mamba. Rest in peace, Mamba forever. All right. So thank y'all again for joining us tonight. We'll talk next week. NBA Conference Finals, East West. So Kenzie said Kyrie out to the NBA Finals if they make it.
They go make it.
They'll be there.
They're going to need him next series.
Against who? All right.
We'll see. I think if I'm the Nets, I'm
resting James Harden and
Kyrie
to the
as
finals.
long as Kevin Durant's healthy, they're good. And long as Blake Griffin can make shots and Joe Harris can start making shots, I think they'll be all right. So thank y'all again for joining us tonight. Make sure again you hit that like button, hit that share button on Facebook. Sports for You Podcast, Townhouse Media on Facebook. Subscribe to Townhouse Media on YouTube. The Bucks problem is that wow. And then make sure you just download Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, and Verbal. And follow us on Instagram at Sports for You Podcast and Townhouse Media now. Thank y'all again for joining us for episode 53. It was all good a year later. Thank y'all. I'm John. That's Mark. That's Nick Freeze.
What it do?
That's the proud father, Mr. Ben Ray, Mr. Pod Father.
The proud father.
The Pod Father. He's the proud father of Townhouse Media. The proud Pod Father of Townhouse Media. And we are out. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Are you kidding me?